This is Andi Purewal for ID Boxing. I'm joined by British super lightweight champion Dalton Smith. Take 3 here in Nottingham. Dalton, obviously we tried to talk earlier, but the press conference just started. But Billy Allington, man opposite you on Saturday night, spoke to him earlier on, and he felt that maybe he's been overlooked, and everybody's just looking at your future because of how talented you are, what you've achieved so far. Do you understand his frustrations on that standpoint?
Yeah, you can understand his frustrations, but believe me, I've got the same intentions. You know, the only thing I'm focusing on is Billy Allington. I'm very good at doing that, blocking out all the noise around anything else. But like I said, that's me. I've got one job to focus on, and that's Saturday night. You know, Billy's coming. It's a big opportunity. He's going to come to try and derail me, and I'm just going to put a stop to that.
To put a stop to that, what do you have to do to beat him, and what do you expect from him?
Me be Dalton Smith. That's all I need to do. You know, and I believe I'll get the job done in style by doing that.
Obviously, we've become known for how emphatic your performances have been, with the exception of a Casey Benjamin fight where it was a much more of a durable and a tougher fight than people probably thought beforehand. You've continued to impress. Going into Saturday, do you think you need to get back to making a statement?
I don't think I need to get back to doing anything. You know, I'm just get back to do what Dalton Smith does, and that's what I've done every single fight. And like I said before, it's the British boxing fans for you. You know, as soon as you go 12 rounds and you haven't splattered someone out in 3, then they're not the next. They're all a hype job, and just that's boxing fans for you. And I don't take any note towards that. I just do what I do, and go in and perform. And if you say even the last fight, people expect, you know, I like real knockouts every single fight, and that's not how boxing goes. You know, we learn more from fights like the Casey Benjamin fights. You know, Casey's an avoided fighter. You know, we didn't have to take that fight, you know, but I was confident it was going to put me in good stead. It's a fight I needed. And, you know, Casey will probably not get the fights he deserves because he's an avoided fighter. And people don't realise how good a fighter Casey actually was because he's not been on the big screens. He's not got the platform that the likes of I've got. But we know what type of fighter Casey was. And that's all that is. You know, I wasn't 100% for that fight, but I got the job done. And I'm proving I can win with ease pretty much at 60%.
Dalton, you mentioned how the British boxing fans can certainly not turn on a fighter, but can be very forthcoming with their opinion, shall we say, if they don't see what they expect. And a rival of yours this past weekend, Adam Azim, went the distance for the first time in a fight. Nobody expected to go the distance. What did you make of his performance and any criticisms that were thrown his way?
To be honest, I've still not watched the fight back yet. But like I say, it's the same. You know, Adam will probably learn more in that fight than he has any of the others, what he's blasted away. You know, I'm in boxing. I know what boxing's about. So any you know, criticism what comes, you know, I know what's real and I know what's not real. You know, when I watch boxing, I know it for real. And it's not every boxing fan. It's just a big majority of them are like that. And like I say, it's just you just don't take note of it.
Is there a reason why you haven't watched Adam's fight?
To be honest, I've not actually been able to watch it yet. I've just moved out, so I've got no TV or none of the channels set up yet. So you know, obviously I will get back to watch it. But honestly, I don't tend to dive into boxing too much. Especially when it's on weekends. You know, I'm training all week. Like the weekend, you've got to find that balance to switch off sometimes. You know, and I'm very good at finding that balance. So yeah, you've got to find the switch off from boxing a little bit.
I know you don't want to look beyond Saturday, but there's 2 fights I want to talk about. Firstly, the Adam one. We've spoken on numerous occasions about. You're probably sick of me bringing it up, but people always look at boxing as one where we maybe sometimes don't get the fights we want to see. Everybody wants to see you and Adam, and you've been spoken about meeting at, say, world level or European level, what have you. Do you think it could come sooner? Do you think it could come at an earlier point, just because there's such a demand for it?
You know, I think we're on different parts of his careers at the minute, and I don't think the fight's there anytime soon. You know, as long as I keep on winning, which I know I will, and Adam keeps on getting success, which I believe he will. You know, of course, we want them big fights. That's what we're in boxing for. We want them big fights. You know, and at the right times, them fights come. But there's not, you know, my career doesn't do well on just one fight. There's plenty of fights out there for me, big fights. You know, and I've got many years in the game. So I don't focus my attention too much deep into stuff like that.
One fight that could be next is somebody who's fighting on this card, Sam Maxwell. I'm sure you'll keep a little bit of an eye on how he gets on, but yeah, what do you expect to see from him on Saturday night?
Yeah, of course, he's. I should expect him to come through flying colours in this one. But like I say, anything after what's in front of me is irrelevant to me, and the carrots what are getting dangled that are back of my mind. And the only thing I focus on is what's in front of me and what I need to do, and that's to get the job done on Saturday.
Just away from that one as well, get your thoughts on a couple of other things. We saw Taylor-Lopez ordered by the WBO. Just your thoughts on that? Yeah,
a bit of a strange one because I thought the casual fight was happening, but it's boxing. You don't always get what you want. But no, I still think that's a good fight. One, I think Josh will win, and obviously one I'll keep an eye on. But I think Josh the a big favourite for me in that fight.
Paro, Robbie Davies Jr. as well, Dalton, March the 11th. Your thoughts?
Yeah, another great fight, and Robbie for me, he's an all-round great fighter. He's been there. He knows boxing inside out. I've not seen too much of Paro apart from the Brock Johnson fight, but there weren't much to see in that fight. But I'm expecting that to be a much different fight with Robbie. Robbie's well experienced, he's schooled, and I like Robbie. I hope Robbie can get the job done there.
And just a final one, Dalton, main event, Wood-Lara Saturday night. Who wins and how?
50-50 fight for me. It's going to be all explosive, but of course we're all rooting for Lee Wood. Hopefully he can. He loves the Rocky fights, doesn't he? He loves the Rocky fights, but we're all behind him. Hopefully he can get the job done, but it's going to be one explosive fight.
Dalton, a pleasure as always. Thank you for speaking to me.
Man, thank you.